All right, guys, let's continue on with Oedipus at Colonus. His daughter showed up, Ismene. No, not with your father's blood on your hands. That's forbidden, father. Oedipus, then they will never get me in their clutches, never. Ismene, then someday this will be a heavy curse on Thebes. Oedipus, how, child, when what fatal rendezvous? Ismene is coming and saying her two brothers, one brother has become tyrannical and kicked the other brother out, or and the other brother is in another place building an army. But Ismene came and said they need you in Thebes. Creon's gonna, because they don't want that curse on you. So they feel like they have to keep you around. So they're gonna come and maybe give you provisions to help you survive, but not be around. I don't know. I'm not sure. So Ismene's here. That day, by the force of your great rage, that day they took their stand upon your tomb. Oedipus, all you say, child, who told you this? Ismene, the men, the envoys sent to Apollo's hearth at Delphi. Oedipus, those were the very words the gods spoke about my future? Ismene, so they reported coming back to Thebes. Oedipus, tell me, my sons, has either of them heard any word of this? Ismene, oh, they both have, they know it all too well. Oedipus, and still those ingrates, they heard it all, and still they love the crown more than their own father, the chance to bring me back. Ismene, it hurts me to hear it, I must bear it just the same. So he's saying, instead of coming to look for me and to give me the good news that I'm not this disgrace anymore, and I don't have to be exiled. That my home, my home of origin wants me back. Those ingrates, you think his sons would come, but they're power hungry. So Oedipus, after Ismene says, it hurts me to hear it too, father. I must bear it just the same. Oedipus, no, no, may the great gods never quench their blazing, fated strife. May it rest in my hands alone. Now their spears are lifting tip to tip to bring their fighting to its bitter end. I'd see that the one who holds the scepter now would not last long, nor would the outcast ever return again. When I, their own father, was drummed off native ground, disgraced, they didn't lift a finger, didn't defend me. No, they just looked on, they watched me driven from home, they heard the heralds cry my sentence, exile. Say it, that was exactly what I wanted then. The city granted me my heart's desire, not at all. That first day true, when all my rage was seething, my dearest wish was death. Stoning to death in public, I couldn't find a soul to satisfy my passion. But then as time wore on and the smoldering fever broke and died at last, and I began to feel my rage had far outrun my wrongs, I lashed myself too much for what I'd done. I lashed myself too much for what I'd done once long ago. Then, when it suited them, the city willed and marched me off the land brutally after all that time. And my own sons, who could have swept to the rescue, sons to their father, they did nothing. They refused for want of small word from those two princes. I was rooted out, a beggar, an outcast, a fugitive forever. Oh, thank God for you, my two girls, dear sisters, young as you are, as far as the life within you lends you power. I have my daily bread, safe conduct through the land, and all the lovely kindnesses of kinship. But your two brothers turn their backs on their own father for throne, for scepter, the tyrant's iron grip upon the realm. Never, they will never win this Oedipus for their champion, and precious little good will ever come to them from lording over Thebes. That much I know now that I hear the oracles my dear one brings and brood on the old prophecies stored in the depths of all my being, that Apollo has fulfilled for me at last. So let them send Creon himself to hunt me down, and whoever else is high and mighty in the city. If you, my friends, you and your champions, the awesome goddesses who guard your people, if you are willing to rise to my defense, you will win a great deliverer for your state and mortal punishment for my mortal enemies. Leader, Oedipus, you deserve all the pity in our hearts, you and your children here. First your appeal, and now you add your power to save our land. Let me advise you for your own good. Oedipus, oh friend, I will do anything. Guide me now, my friend. So the leader wants to be Oedipus's advisor. Remember, the leader said, We wanted to take you back, but we weren't sure if it was going to be approved by the gods. We didn't want to bring a curse on us. So the leader continues, come, you must appease those spirits now. When you arrived, you trespassed on their ground. Oedipus, how, with what rights? Teach me, friend. Leader, first there was a spring that runs forever. Gather libations from it, holy water. See that your hands are clean before you touch it. Oedipus, and when I collect the water pure and clear? Leader, there are bowls waiting. Work of a master craftsman, cover the rim and handles at the mouth. Oedipus, with what? Sprays of leaves, strips of weaving? Leader, take tufts of wool just cut from a young lamb. Oedipus, good, and then what is the last rite I must perform? Leader, pour out the holy water, stand and face the east. Oedipus, do I pour the offerings from the bowls you mentioned? Leader, yes, pour from all three, but empty out the last. Oedipus, and what do I fill the third with? Tell me that. Leader, water, honey, but no wine. Add no wine. Oedipus, and there in the shadows underneath the leaves, once the earth has drunk its fill, what then? Leader, take up sprays of olive 3 times 9, and with both hands, hand following hand, lay them there and crown them with this prayer. Oedipus, the prayer. I must learn the prayer, the greatest thing by far. Leader, simply this, like repeat after me. As we call you powers of kindness, so from the springs of kindness in your heart, receive your suppliant now and save his life. That is the prayer, your own or someone praying for you, but pray in silence. Do not raise your voice, then withdraw and never look behind. If you will do all this, I'd stand beside you, fearing nothing. Otherwise, my friend, I would be terrified for you. Sounds pretty easy, right? Oedipus, children, you hear what the strangers say, the people of these parts? Antigone, I've heard it all. Tell us what to do. Oedipus, I cannot go myself, not in this condition. Strength gone, sight gone, a double share of pain. One of you go and carry out these rites. One soul is enough, I know, to pay the debt for thousands if one will go to the gods in all good faith. Quickly, do it now. Just don't leave me alone. I'm too weak to move these old bones, abandoned, cut off from any guide to lead the way. Remember when there was a curse on Thebes until they figured out who had killed the king? Ismene, then I'll go. I'll perform the rites. Where do I find the place? I have to know. Leader, the other side of the grove, child. If there's anything you need, there's a guardian at the spot and he'll instruct you. Ismene, I'm on my way. Antigone, you stay here. Watch over father. If there's any work for a parent's sake, we must take the work in stride. Remember, the first play is called Antigone. And Antigone was the one that really wanted to bury her brothers. And even outside of the law, remember, Creon didn't want the brothers to be buried because they were seen as, I guess, not worthy of it. So Ismene exits left. The chorus gathers around Oedipus and begins to chant. Chorus, gathering around Oedipus and begin to chant as Ismene exits. Chorus, a terrible thing, my friend, to wake in old grief, laid to rest so long. Nevertheless, I long to learn. Oedipus, what now? Chorus, that dreadful agony you face, no recovery, no way out, the agony you lived through. Oedipus, no, for the sake of kindness toward a guest, don't lay bare the cruelty I suffered. Let me pause. So chorus, but the rumor spreads throughout the world, it will not die. I want to hear it, friend, hear the truth from you. Oedipus, oh no. Chorus, bear up, I beg you. Oedipus, dear gods. Chorus, grant me my wish just as I grant you yours. Seems like the chorus is being antagonistic a little bit. Oedipus, I have suffered, friends, the worst horrors on earth, suffered against my will. I swear to God, not a single thing self-willed, like not something I did premeditated. Chorus, what? How? Oedipus, Thebes married me to disaster. Thebes bound me fast, so blind to a bride who was my curse, my ruin, my... Chorus, mother? I've heard it, I can't believe you fill that bed with infamy with your own mother? Oedipus, misery, it's death to hear those words. O strangers and these 2 girls born of my blood. Chorus, what? Say it. Oedipus, daughters, both so cursed. Chorus, O Zeus. Oedipus, sprang from the same womb, the same mother brought us all to birth. Chorus, so they, why they're your children. Then in the same breath, Oedipus chimes in, my sisters, yes, they're father's sisters. Chorus, horrible. Oedipus, horrible, countless horrors sweeping over me, over and over. Chorus, what you've suffered. Oedipus, suffered, unforgivable, unforgettable. Chorus, what you've done. Oedipus, no, not done. Chorus, what then? Oedipus, received. Received as a gift, a prize to break the heart. Oh, would to God I never served my city, never won the prize they handed up to me. Chorus, so wretched, doomed, but then too, you spilled the blood? Oedipus, why that? What more do you need to know? Chorus, you killed your father? Oedipus, oh no, no, the second stab, wound on wound. Chorus, you murdered. Oedipus, murdered, but not without some justice. Chorus, what in the world? Oedipus, by all rights, I. Chorus, what? Oedipus, I'll tell you. The man I murdered, he'd have murdered me. I'm innocent, pure in the eyes of the law, blind, unknowing, I came to this. Okay, so maybe some new news, right? So there's some new news here. The man I murdered, he'd have murdered me. I am innocent, pure in the eyes of the law, blind, unknowing, I came to this. So the chorus is acting a little antagonistic, sort of incest revealed, but it's kind of like just put in more light, I guess. I mean, I still want to go up to 20 minutes. So at this point, enter Theseus with his royal guard from the right. The leader, look, our king Theseus, son of Aegeus, your message brought him here. Theseus, in the old days I often heard your legend, the bloody mutilation of your eyes. I know all about you, son of Laos. And now, seeing you at this crossroads, beyond all doubt, I know you in the flesh. Your rags, your ravaged face, it's all too clear. They show me who you are, and in all compassion I would ask you, Oedipus, doom-struck Oedipus, why are you here? What appeal do you bring to Athens and to me? So Theseus is king of Athens. You and the young girl helpless at your side. Talking about Antigone. Tell me all your story, your fortunes would have to be grim indeed to make me turn my back on you. I too, I remember well. Was reared in exile just like you and in strange lands like no man else on earth. I grappled dangers pressing for my life. Never, I tell you, I will never shrink from a stranger, lost as you are now, or fail to lend a hand and save a life. I am only a man, well I know, and I have no power over tomorrow, Oedipus, than you. Pretty awesome, huh? So I won't judge you. Oedipus, oh Theseus, so magnanimous, so noble, your few words spare me the need to draw things out at length, who I am and the father who gave me life and my native land, you named them all exactly. So now there was nothing left for me to tell but my desire. And then the story's finished. Theseus, yes, tell me that, I want to know. Oedipus, I come with a gift for you, my own shattered body, no feast for the eyes, but the gains it holds are greater than great beauty. Theseus, gains? What do you claim to carry with you? Oedipus, soon you will learn it all. Not quite yet, I think. Again, back to some mystery, he was telling the leader. Theseus, and when will the gifts you offer come to light? Oedipus, when I am dead and you have put my body in the grave. Theseus, you ask for the final things of life, but all between you wipe from memory or count as nothing. You ask for the final things of life, but all between you wipe from memory or count as nothing. Oedipus, true, there in that last kindness I harvest all the rest. The last kindness like death, I guess. Theseus, then the gift you ask of me is very little. Oedipus, oh beware, there was nothing slight about it, not the struggle it will breed. Theseus, you mean something between your offspring and myself? Oedipus, my sons will force you to send me back to Thebes. Theseus, why? If you want to go, it's wrong to remain in exile. Oedipus, oh no, when I was willing, they refused. Theseus, you fool, anger is not what your misfortunes call for. Oedipus, wait till you hear me out, then criticize me, spare me now. Theseus, tell me more, I must not judge you, not without more to go on. Oedipus, I have suffered terribly, Theseus. Wrongs on wrongs, no end. Is he a victim? Theseus, you mean the ancient troubles of your house? Oedipus, no, all Greece rings, what talk of that? Theseus, what then? How do your griefs exceed the griefs of all mankind? Oedipus, here, look at me, rooted out of my country by my sons, my own flesh and blood. My doom is never to return again. I killed my father, Theseus. Then how could they call you home? To settle you outside? Like, why do they want you home? Oedipus, a god, the voice of a god is forcing them on. The voice of a god is forcing them on. Theseus, what do they fear? What dreadful prophecies? Oedipus, Thebes is doomed to be struck down in this land. Theseus, and how on earth could conflict ever come between your city and mine? Athens versus Thebes. Oedipus. O Theseus, dear friend, only the gods can never age, the gods can never die. All else in the world almighty, time obliterates, crushes all to nothing. The earth's strength wastes away, the strength of a man's body wastes and dies. Faith dies, and bad faith comes to life, and the same wind of friendship cannot blow forever, holding steady and strong between two friends, much less between two cities. For some of us soon, for others later, joy turns to hate and back again to love. And even if all is summer sunshine now between yourself and Thebes, infinite time sweeping through its rounds gives birth to infinite nights and days, and a day will come when the treaties of an hour, the pacts firmed with a hand clasp, will snap at the slightest word. A spear will hurl them to the winds. Some far-off day when my dead body, slumbering, buried, cold in death, will drain their hot blood down. If Zeus is still Zeus and Apollo the son of God speaks clear and true. Enough, it's no pleasure to break the silence of these mysteries. Let me end where I began. Just defend your word to the last, and you will never say you welcome Oedipus for nothing. A useless citizen in this land of yours, unless the gods defeat my dearest hopes. Leader, my king, for some time this man has seemed determined to carry out such promises for our country. Theseus, such kindness, who could reject such a man? First, in any case, Oedipus is our ally. By mutual rights, we owe him hospitality. What's more, he has come to beg our gods for help and render no small benefit to our country in return. To me as well, so I respect his claims. I'll never reject the gifts he offers. No, I will settle him in our land, a fellow citizen with full rights. And if it pleases our friend to remain here, I command you, old men, guard him well. But if you'd rather come along with me, what is your pleasure, Oedipus? The choice is yours. Whatever you decide, I will stand behind you all the way. I think we might stop there, guys, and see what he wants to do.